I like having compact everyday carry to keep my pockets organized, but isn't bigger better? I have been using these 3 items on a daily basis, and although the 2 knives in this list have short blades, due to German knife laws I did play it safe and only used them at home. Furthermore, please be aware that I'm only a knife enthusiast and slowly beginning to educate myself about knives and knife steels and all of those details. So I would advise A, to check other reviews of bigger knife channels as well, and B, more importantly, inform yourself about local knife laws before considering one of these knives. Alright, with that out of the way, let's start with the first item in this list. As mentioned in the introduction, I like to have my EDC compact, and with German knife laws I was looking for small knives. Both knives in this list have shorter blades compared to most other knives. The first one is the James brand Redstone. I know that many knife enthusiasts kind of scoff at James brand knives. Personally, I like their products a lot because they have a great design that is not as, let's say, intimidating to non-knife and non-everyday carry people, which makes James brand knives, in my humble opinion, okay-ish to carry in an office environment. The Redstone also comes with this island design scales out of polypropylene something, so basically plastic, which could be seen as negative, but personally I like this because it reduces some grams of weight, but more importantly gives you fun options in terms of color. And in hindsight I really would have loved a more colorful version, and due to this island design in my hands, the handle feels amazing. The drop point style blade made out of Sandvik 12C27 steel is 6.3 cm long and is serrated. The blade is lockable with this slide lock, and you can open the blade one-handed via this triangle shaped cutout. This actually works amazingly well with my thumb, and the lock is very smooth to loosen. The formed wire pocket clip is amazing because it is easy to store in any pocket. With, let's say, more bulky or rigid pocket clips, it sometimes can get a bit difficult to clip it to the fabric of a pants pocket, but this works very smoothly while still ensuring that the knife is securely stored. The small colored lanyard was a bit annoying in the beginning, but in comparison to no lanyard like on the baby Banter, I realized that it does help a lot with getting to the knife faster, but also as a secondary way to fidget with the knife. Speaking of baby Banter, this is the Civivi baby Banter with the ivory G10 handle and the red painted Nitro V blade. I really love this color combination, and while the Redstone already was fairly small with an overall length of 15.6 cm, this baby Banter is even smaller. It has an overall length of 14.8 cm and a blade length of about 6 cm. It is also drop point style but has a straight edge and is much wider. It kind of makes me think that this would be great to butter a bread on a camping trip. The Nitro V steel is supposed to be very tough, but as mentioned in the introduction, I am a novice in this knife world, so I won't go into evaluating knife steels. All I can say is that both knives perform very well in day-to-day urban life, so basically cutting boxes, opening packages, and etc. The baby Banter is very comfortable to hold, although being very small. To be fair, my hands are fairly small though. To open the blade, there is a small titanium thumb stud and the blade locks via a liner lock. The blade has ball bearings in the pivot point, making this an amazing feeling to open and close the knife. That being said, in comparison to the cutout in the Redstone, the thumb stud and the liner lock aren't as comfortable to open and close. The thumb stud digs into your thumb, and due to the overall size of the knife, the liner lock is, for the lack of a better description, very tight or small within the knife. So if you keep fidgeting around with the knife, you will actually feel some discomfort in your thumb. Not a big deal, but if it comes down to deciding which one of the knives is more fun to fidget around for a longer period of time, then the winner in my humble opinion is the Redstone. But the sound of opening the knife is much more satisfying on the baby Banter. Continuing with the small items of this new everyday carry. This is the Wuben X3. I already showed you the X0 in the video that you can see up here. And I really love the X0, but this one has a few more tricks up its sleeve. The X3 is also called Owl because of the two LEDs that make it look like an owl. The main LED has 4 modes up to 700 lumens, in addition to a strobe and an SOS mode. Then there is the second LED that shines red in 3 different brightness modes. But the main attraction, in my humble opinion, is the 180-degree rotating head. On the X0, I already like the 90-degree orientation because you can clip it to your head and use it as a headlamp or clip it to the molly of a backpack. Furthermore, with the option to switch it to a red light, this also becomes a very cool bicycle light as well. That being said, the clip of the X3 is very stiff, so stiff that I had a lot of trouble to smoothly clip it to my pants pockets, for instance. The main body of the X3 is somewhat plastic that actually glows in the dark. I don't know what kind of material it is, but this is still sturdy from my experience and more importantly makes the whole light very lightweight. The top part of the light with the LEDs is made out of aluminium, but due to the overall construction and the rotating head, there is not a lot of area for heat dissipation, which is immediately noticeable when you run the light for a couple of minutes. The head becomes noticeably warm, not to an uncomfortable degree, but it is still very noticeable. Unfortunately, there is no button lock, so it did happen multiple times that I accidentally switched the light on in my pocket just to notice something getting hot in my pants. That being said, the button is very satisfying to press and operate, and a small display shows your current mode and the battery capacity. To charge the battery, you use this charging box that with its 3000 mAh capacity can also act as a power bank, and includes a small diffuser to create a less harsh spread of light beam if you are in a tent, for instance. The multi-purpose charging case is a cool idea, but as an EDC or travel light, I do prefer not to have to carry an extra item to charge my light. A regular USB-C port on the light itself would have been great. So while I do like the X3, I prefer the X0 much more. I need the button lock and I prefer the USB-C port on the light itself. And while the X3 getting hot shouldn't be a big deal, I don't really like the idea of the light getting hot after already 5 minutes of running. So these are the 3 small new items in my arsenal. Which of these 3 will actually stay in my EDC? As mentioned, I will switch back to the Wuben X0, although the X3 is a very creative and cool design. The swiveling head is amazing, but overall I would love an improved second edition in the future with USB-C charging, button lock and better heat dissipation. As for the Redstone and the baby Banter, while I still only use both at home, I would have had a hard time deciding between the two. Both are amazing in their own way. The thumb cutout and the lock of the Redstone are much better than the thumb stud and liner lock on the baby Banter. But the straight blade and the overall blade width together with the ball bearing supported opening of the baby Banter is much better than the Redstone. I honestly can't decide between the two and therefore I will switch back and forth between the two while using my Swiss Army knife Super Tinker on the go. Which of these 2 knives do you like better? And what knife or multi-tool do you carry on a daily basis? Let me know in the comment section below. And like always,
okay, the first question is, what do viewers usually forget?
Oh, okay, Jeff, I know, I do know the answer. I think they forget to subscribe, they forget to push the notification bell, they forget to like and to comment below. Is that correct?
Yes, that is totally correct and you won!
Yes. Also check out my Instagram, second channel and podcast at You Know The Mo. Stay safe and healthy everyone and I'll see you in the next videos. Thank you very much.